Hey there, this is Jacob Corey Gold, and I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to serve as the host for all the things like lately I've been thinking about um, purpose, purpose of this share of this platform that is being built that I'm creating. Um, Based on experiences with the light. Um, and I've also been thinking about my purpose, right? And in that, the word as has come to mind. It's been on my mind for the last couple of months. And I've said before, in as much as there is a sincere sense of urgency for us to share in the light. I'm not rushing what's coming because I understand that this share is important for all of us. I am being fed as I feed, and as folks are feeding, I am being fed again. And that's the relationship that we all have with one another. That's the relationship that we have with the light. And so the purpose for all the things like is just that to be a space where we share, where we come together, where we connect, where we can be like minded, where we are like minded in a way that we all know that there's something beyond just the light of the artificial lights that light up our rooms and the lights that come from the cars, but they call them LED lights, and they've got all these different sorts of lights and spectrums. Even the sunlight, there's a light beyond the sunlight. And so I am happy to continue to share as I hear, as I'm feasting. And so again, the purpose for all the things light is to be a platform where we can witness and testify and come together uh, in unison that there is light, that there is love, and that that's an idea that we can all join in. And in as much as that's an idea that we can join in and connect with one another, well, love is not stagnant. Love actually moves, if you will, and it will move you. It's moving me in the direction of like the direction of love. And when love gets a hold of you, it's almost like you just can't help it. You can't help but be loving, but be kind. And in those moments um, where you forget to acknowledge love in the moment, love will come back to you very gently later on, a week later, a day later, a moment later, and say, wait, that was not in the spirit of love. And so, in walking in the spirit of love, it also causes us to walk in the spirit of forgiveness. Forgive that I may have made a mistake. Forgive that my tone may not have come across as loving. Forgive myself. And if I have the occasion to cross paths with that individual again, that perhaps my tone wasn't loving, then I can say, you know what? That wasn't loving. And so, in as much as love is molding us, it's shaping us. And that's why I believe that you're listening, because we agree that love will shape us in the image and the expression of love itself. And whereas love only has a definition from heaven, um, that's what we're walking towards. It's a knowing that love is there, and that if I do come short and fall short, I can have the opportunity to recognize that and to move forward, and again to walk in that sincere, honest, holy forgiveness. And so again, it takes me to the word as. My purpose And our purpose is to be as we are created. No deviation. Our purpose is to be as we are created, just as we are created. Nothing added, nothing taken away. And to be as I am created has not always been easy because there have been clouds of judgment, of um, of religion that has caused me to have to question whoever, what gay dates men. But I declare as I walk towards love, all I become excited that I get to be just as I was created, notwithstanding the religion, notwithstanding the judgment, um, because my purpose supersedes any judgment. Because at the end of the day, I didn't create myself. I was created by this awesome force. Many call him God, the Trinity, Holy Trinity, the Creator. Love created me, and love created all of us to be an expression of creation of who you deem created you. And there's only one creator. And as much as you may call it that, I may call it this, listen, the fact that we were created means that there's a creator, one creator, many different names, but one creator that has so many different ideas, so many different ways to express that creator. And each of us are distinct only in that, only in our expression, only in being just as we are created. That's the only distinction that we have because we come from one. Many different thoughts, many different expressions. And so I get to be the expression of my creator, just as I was created, just as I am created. Get to be I that, get to be I him. Um, and so I'm gonna and I, there's a connection that I've been seeing in my mind's eye, right? And hearing from my innermost being, and that connection takes me all the way back to Genesis. In the book of Genesis, there's a story of Adam and how Adam and Eve fell. They were offered fruit that would give them the knowledge of good and evil. Well, I'm going to stand on that as being exactly what happened. The knowledge of good and evil became too, and still is too great for man. That's why it was reserved. That's why our creator, the creator in this book, I call it the book of Christ, said you can eat of every tree, save the tree of life. And so that tree that Adam ate from and was offered to him by Eve gave him access into what's called life, this life that we are currently in, which allows us to have this knowledge of good and evil that, again, I say is too great for man. Well, what do you mean, Brother Jacob? Well, if I'm to be just as I was created, and all of a sudden there come these religions, these ideas, these creative thoughts that say, damned if you do, damned if you be that, don't do that, can't do that. You will not be that. You will conform to being as religion created or as this other deviant thought created versus the real essence and thought and the idea of love. The opportunity that we have in being in this form, in this existence after the fall, is to still have the conscious thought of prior to the fall. which allowed everything to be as it is. I'll say that again. Being in this current existence, we have an opportunity. I'll say it like this: to live in heaven on earth, to live in Eden. If I'm to take from the story in Genesis, I can live in Eden on earth. That's where love is moving me to. Is Eden on earth, heaven on earth, love on earth that allows not only me to be just as I am, but in that, I've got to allow my gift of forgiveness means that we all get to, every person I come across. There is no judgment thought. I greet, I smile, I share the light just as you are, and we can dine together in the light. And you can call the light whatever you want to call the light, but I declare if there's a smile coming across here, that's the light coming. And there's no stopping the light. Now you can walk away, you can move away, you can all of those other things. But in this space that you encounter, if you enter into this space, if I cross your path, my utmost purpose is to show and to be the light, such that it allows folks to be comfortable in being that themselves. There's got to be a catalyst. And we get to be a catalyst for folks being able to be their natural selves just as they are. That, if you will, if it could be called a hope of the Creator, that's the hope. That's the hope of love, that we can walk in love and not in judgment, walk in forgiveness and allow people to be just as they are. Now, if somebody's rude and obnoxious and all of those other things, then you get a chance, I get a chance to walk away. I still have to show love. I'm still not going to say that's so and so and so and so. I'm going to walk away and say, you know what? There's an expression that I don't want to be around, and that's okay. And there are things that go on in the minds of people. We all know it, that are deviant thoughts, that are deviant from the thought of love. But if someone comes into your presence, the opportunity is for them to see love, experience love, not judgment, not hate, not unforgiveness, not shunning one's face and nose. You can change someone's life. So that deviance energy that comes in your direction, if you shine the light, just like turning the light on in a dark room, we've talked about this before. That's the opportunity just to be the light as we are created. And so if I've got Eden on my mind, if I've got Eden in my heart, if I'm walking around in Eden in heaven and love all day, guess what? So too will you. That's if I can say it like this, and I don't want to stir up anything other than to say God is a God of unity. The Creator is a creator of unity. No one person, no one people has the information unless we all have the information, unless we all have the knowledge. See, the knowledge of good and evil allowed us to put favorites and put one person over the other, one idea over the other. If we're all coming from the one expression, we are all the same. So, heaven on earth, I've said it before, is the way that I speak to myself. But now let me add to it, it's the way that I speak to you. And being as I am created, walking in that awesome knowledge and awareness. Again, that's the purpose of all the things like. I appreciate you allowing me to share and listening. Let us continue to walk towards the light, walk towards love together. Grace.